What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Folarin, special edition. Welcome to another episode of Finesse with Folarin. As you can see, I'm away right now. I'm on vacation, but I never stop my time to finesse y'all, to show our finesse, so we can finesse, so the world can see the finesse. Today's topic, we're going to talk about how RSV. For those who don't understand, RSV is respiratory syncytial virus. It's on the rise. It's in the southern part of the United States. So let's get into it. RSV, known as respiratory syncytial virus, is spreading across of the southern United States during an unusual time of year. The CDC, Central for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, warned last week. On June 10th, the CDC issued a health advisory alert healthcare providers and caregivers about an unseasonable rise in case of RSV, a common like flu symptoms respiratory illness that is unusually mild but can cause cases of serious sickness and variable. Populations include babies, young kids, and older adults who have chronically medical conditions, and according to advisory, babies and toddlers may be particularly high risk for several illnesses as we continue to emerge from the pandemic. It's crazy. You see the finesse already? Now RSV, I heard of RSV. It's readily known. You know what I mean? But all of a sudden COVID, now the RSV has gone into higher cases and situations. You see the finesse in this? You see how the governments keep finessing the situation? It's crazy, yo. RSV usually peaks during cold and flu seasons in the U.S., but we didn't see this pattern this year. Cases dropped from sharply in April 20 and steadily low throughout this fall and winter. According to the CDC, RSV mostly spread via respiratory droplets from coughing and sneezing and direct contact with a contaminated surface. So the unusually low infection rates are probably thanks to the public health measures taken during the pandemic, like wearing masks, social distancing, avoiding indoor crowds, and increased hand washing. Then March in 2021, around the time that many states been lifting up COVID-19 restrictions, we started to see an uptick in the lab confirming cases of RSV. So see, bad enough. Let me say something. Let's understand something, America. Let's understand. Bad enough. People don't want to, are choosing to take the vaccines, right? Government losing money. Now we got to finesse. They tired of finessing us with this money that they're giving us. So now they looking at it like, okay, now we can give, open America up, give them back, all the money that we finesse and give it to them, help us spread it, through the clothing line, through clothes, food, whatever the necessary that you need. They just doing everything they need to do. At the same time, no one's really giving substantial on these vaccines. So, it's a 50-50 situation. People don't take them, some are not. Some feel it's a finesse. I feel it's a finesse. Others is taking it. Some are living. Some are going or passing away. It's a tough choice. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Make sure to follow me on Talk Dirty 81 on my other channel, my co-host Copper DM. Make sure to go follow him and Copper DM with me. Show the support. Keep watching us build greatness. Let's continue. Surveillance data show that numbers and positive tests have been roughly increasing through the states of the southern U.S., including Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Mexico, North Carolina, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. The agency notes that the data for the past few weeks is probably still incomplete. Since this is such a typical timeline for the RSV transmission, the CDC says they cannot predict how much more the virus will go into the spread and for how long. According to the adversity, data shown that parts of Australia saw a similar unseasonal rise of RSV in the late 2020, and South Africa early 2021. Although the virus hasn't reached typical peaks level in most places, RSV is commonly is a common virus, particularly among babies and young children. In fact, nearly all kids we get an RSV infection at some point by the age of 2, according to the CDC. While most cases are mild, RSV can sometimes cause serious illness, particularly in babies and people over 65. The virus is the #1 cause of lung infections, bronchitis, and phenomenal in infants under 1. According to the CDC, data suggests that the RSV is responsible for an average of 58,000 hospitalizations and 100 to 500 deaths in kids under the age of 5 each year. According to the CDC, as well, 177,000 hospitalizations and 14,000 deaths in people 65 or older. That's crazy. So not only you sit here, you telling me we gotta worry about COVID-19, now we gotta worry about RSV rising, and y'all don't see what's going on. Y'all don't understand. Y'all gotta stay woke, people. Stay woke. Pay attention, man. Pay attention to what is going on. A lot of things is being finessed for political, financial reasons. Yes, I said it. People don't want to talk about it, but definitely a lot of things is getting finessed out of nowhere. And my spiritual people, y'all already know what time it is. Y'all know we understand where we at. Some people may feel it's called Revelations. This is the end times. A lot of conspiracy theories can be going on. But what you believe in, what you perceive in, I'm not here to judge that. Only person, the man that could judge everybody is God. So understand, pay attention, and stay woke. The CDC is particularly concerned that the pandemic has put older babies and toddlers at risk for several illnesses connected to the RSV. Since there was much less other virus circulating this fall and this winter than usually, the advisory explains the immune systems of most infants and toddlers have been less exposure to the pathogen. That means that they probably haven't had much of a chance to build up immunity and could therefore be elevated risk for serious illness related to the RSV, like lung infection. While the RSV typically presents with flu-like symptoms in adults, including runny nose, coughing, sneezing, wheezing, sore throat, fever, headache, fatigue, and decreased appetite, the illness can be less obvious in kids and babies. In the young infants than 6 months, they may only be vascular system, intolerant to be feed less than unusual large sources, liberated breathing, and fever. Meanwhile, older babies, toddlers, and young kids may first experience a runny nose or reduced appetite, followed by sneezing, coughing, wheezing, fever 1 to 3 days later, and the CDC explains. It's crazy. Most cases of the RSV will go away on their own in a week or 2 without any practical treatment. Since there's currently no specific drugs for the RSV, treatment involves managing symptoms with over-the-counter pain relievers and fever reducers, plus hydration, adequate hydration. Very sick infants and older adults may need to go to the hospital if they experience dehydration or difficulty breathing. Rarely, extremely sick individuals may require supplemental oxygen over an incubator or a ventilator for a few days. The CDC recommends that the healthcare providers and caregivers keep RSV symptoms from different age groups at the top of mind, and consider testing for RSV in all patients who have symptoms of an actual respiratory illness like trouble breathing, coughing, and fever, but test negative for COVID-19, and or other health care workers and caregivers who work in the children long-term care facilities to stay home if they feel sick. It's a good reminder for everyone that's going on to work or school. When you don't feel well, you can risk the health of those around you. Whether or not that infection is COVID-19. Listen, people, you gotta stay woke, man. You gotta pay attention to what's going on. If you don't pay attention to what's going on and you think you get sick and people thinking you got COVID-19, this just letting it be known there's other more diseases that we gotta worry about. This pandemic is not officially over. The finesse is real. So you think because our state and PA is lifting everything up by June 28th. Which I don't agree on, because first of all, a lot of people still haven't taken any COVID shots, and we got the rise of RSV that's coming in the southern states. It's only a matter of time before it comes East Coast. So people got to stay woke and understand finessing. The finesse is real. It's going on. It's no BS. Nobody's playing around with this. That's why I stay tuned to understand. Let y'all know what's going on through my channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Please have a share party, follow, and understand the jewels I'm giving y'all on this finesse, because y'all might think it's over, and it's not. For real, for real. It's not over. By a long shot. Understand what's going on. Pay attention and stay woke. It's your boy Folarin. Thank you. Like I said, follow me on Instagram, Finessing with Folarin. Yeah, it's official, y'all. I got the business is going. I want to thank everybody who's showing support, show the love. You know what I mean? Keep subscribing, keep having that share party, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.